Hare Krishna, good evening everyone, and our deepest respects to all of you.
Hare Krishna, good evening. Welcome to our Ojasvi Kirtan YouTube channel. For those who are watching us on Instagram, welcome on our Wednesday programs which we call Know Yourself with Ojasvi and Sudevi Vilasini. So accordingly, my name is Sudevi Vilasini.
And my name is Ojasvi Das. So today we will continue with a wonderful topic, which is 9 ways of connecting ourselves with the Lord. They're very, very, how to say, ancient and timeless
Yes.
ways of connecting. And we came to the 4th one, and we will not tell you now, because now we will do something. Like always, we will sing a little bit, a kirtan, a little bit of bhajan, or spiritual music, for those who don't know maybe, just to connect ourselves with the spiritual dimension. Hmm? Udobno. If this is your first time of singing and meditating on the sound, you can just close your eyes, take a deep breath, relax yourself, and surrender, or let's say, let yourself go to the sound of the spiritual vibration. Mirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Because we speak about connecting ourselves with the Lord, and we will sing one song, which is really very beautiful song, which we will translate it to you, and which explains very nicely and describes wonderful attachment to the Lord, wonderful relation to the Lord. Tum hamare te Prabhu ji, tum hamare ho, tum hamare he rahoge, ho mere pritam. तुम हमारे थे प्रभु जी, तुम हमारे तुम हमारे रहोगे, With the meanings of these wonderful songs and their kind and deep emotional words, we can really relax or rest our heart. So listen now. This means what we were singing. Oh Prabhuji means, or the Lord, the Master, you are mine and I'm yours now. We belong to each other. हम तुम्हारे थे प्रभु जी, हम तुम्हारे, हम तुम्हारे ही रहोगे, हो मेरे प्रीतम। हम तुम्हारे प्रभु जी, हम तुम्हारे, हम तुम्हारे रहेंगे, हो मेरे प्रीतम। तुम चौद सुना नंद दुलारे, कोई न मीत हमारा। तुम चोर सुना नंद दुलारे, कोई न मीत हमारा। किसके द्वारे जय पुकारो, और न कोई सहारा। किसके द्वारे जय पुकारो, कौन न कोई सहारा। अब तो आके बका दिलो, हो मेरे प्रीतम। आप तो आगे बका दिलो, हो मेरे प्रीतम। So in this paragraph they say, oh Nanda Dular, I'm leaning on you. I'm leaning on you. Nobody is my friend. Which door shall I go and ask? No one cares without you. तेरे कारण सब जग जोदा, तुम संग नात जोड़ा। तेरे कारण सब जग जोधा, तुम संग नात जोड़ा। तेरे कारण कारण सब जग जोधा, तुम संग नाता जोड़ा। प्यारे तेरे कारण जग जोरा तुम संग नाता जोरा एक बार प्रभु हंस के कह दो तुम मेरा माई तेरा प्यारे
एक बार प्रभु हंस के दो
तुम मेरा माई तेरा साची प्रीति कृति निभालो हो मेरे प्रीतम. The love is important. साची प्रीति कृति निभालो हो मेरे प्रीतम. And here they say, oh my dear one, come and hold my hand now, because for you I left the whole world, oh dear. Oh, just once tell, by smiling, that you are mine and I'm yours. Oh my dear, fulfill my true desire. तुम हमारे थे प्रभु जी, तुम हमारे हो, तुम हमारे रहोगे हो मेरे प्रीतम. हो तुम हमारे थे प्रभु जी, तुम हमारे हो, तुम हमारे रहोगे हो मेरे प्रीतम. दासी की बिना ती सुन लीजो ओ ब्रिजराज दुलारे. दासी की बिना ती सुन लीजो ओ ब्रिजराज दुलारे. ओ हाकरिया से ए जीवन की पूरन करन प्यारे. आखरिया से ए जीवन की पूरन करन प्यारे. एक बार हो मेरे प्रीतम. हो एक बार हृदय से लगा लो हो मेरे प्रीतम. And here they say, oh Bridget Dulari, just listen the request of this dasi or servant. Oh my dear pyare, fulfill my last desire of the life. Oh my dear, just hold me once in embrace of your heart. Tum hamare te prabhu ji, tum hamare ho, tum hamare rahoge ho mere प्रीतम.
तुम हमारे थे
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. तुम हमारे, तुम हमारे थे प्रभु जी, तुम हमारे रहोगे, हो मेरे प्रीतम. So thank you very much. This was the wonderful sweet song which somehow forces us, or let's say attract us to the wonderful sweet service to the Lord. And now we can now we can continue with the topic. Yes.
For everyone who just joined us, dear friends, we welcome you back on our Wednesday program.
Yes.
There was a pause with all the festivals which recently we had, of course, Shri Krishna Janmashtami and
there are many.
125th birth anniversary of Srila Prabhupada, and week before we had appearance day of Balaram, the elder brother of Lord Shri Krishna. That is interesting topic. We're not discussing this today. And also for everyone who is now watching us on YouTube, we would like to announce that all the live streams from this month starting on, we are going to do on our secondary YouTube channel. So the link to this channel is attached to this video in the comments. And please follow the link, subscribe the channel and stay with us with all the upcoming live streams. We do this so to little bit simplify our main channel Ojasvi Kirtan, so when you come there you can just find music and instrumental tracks and not to search them in between the live streams.
Yes,
Okay, so yeah, like Ojasvi said, we are continuing to discuss our great topic. It's not our, but the topic is itself great.
Yes.
And we are very honored and feel privileged to be able to contemplate on it. So the 9 ways to connect with God, and today is our fourth
principle.
Live stream and principle. Yes. So the first one was Shravanam. It was Shravanam, as you remember, and the second was Kirtanam, and the third time, the last time we discussed with you, Smaranam.
Padasevanam now.
And now we are going to discuss Padasevanam.
Yes.
So unknown words maybe for someone, but we will shortly touch all of them. But of course, you are very welcome to return to our back to our live streams and just to see what we were talking with you about.
Yes, I would just simplify for you, for those who don't know maybe. Shravana means listening. It's the start of everything. Whatever you want to achieve, whatever you want to experience or realize, everything starts with the Shravanam. Then second one, Kirtanam, means in this case, in this 9 ways of connecting with the Lord, Kirtana means to hear, listen, Shravanam, and Kirtana means to repeat or glorify that what you heard. In this case, for example, we're singing, for example, Maha Mantra, or this special great mantra of deliverance, and
also Kirtan. Sometimes you can find such a description of Kirtan like call, response, meditation. So it means that someone who is leading is calling, up to the Lord,
Yes.
and everyone else will respond, afterwards.
Yes. And the second one, third one, smaranam,
Mm.
means to remember that, to contemplate inside this what you hearing and you repeating, then you start to visualize this inside more and more. Like everything what we do, we hear about someone,
Mhm.
some man hear about some girl, or girl hear about some man, or you hear about some job, or
You
or
hear
your
about
sport.
donuts.
Or donuts,
On
yes.
the
You
next
fear
street
here,
down.
and then you respond. Then you go to buy donuts, or you make donuts, your own fresh homemade donuts. And then what is then? Then smaranam. You remember this, huh? You remember. Then everything becomes more visible in the mind. Everything becomes more present and refreshing to the heart, and very close to you. But like everything what we hear, then we respond, and then we remember this. We come in approximate closeness to this thing. So in this case, when we speak about the Lord, the connection with the Lord is the highest thing in this world. It's something, it's the highest because He is the cause of the creation. He is the cause of everything. He is the cause of our bodies. He is the cause of our minds. He is the cause of everything what is happening all around us. So He is worthy, that personality is worthy of questioning about Him, and to desiring to, and thinking to connect with Him. Huh?
Yeah, to connect with Him.
Yes, and today we will just speak about the fourth principle, means Padasevanam. Padasevanam means, you want to say something?
Now, while he is preparing for you the next principle, I just wanted to contemplate a little bit on the first one. I know that's like a little bit late, but Shravanam, that's something what we are discussing last days, at least, with Ojasvi a lot. Listening without commenting. That is something very known to all of us. We often can hear in different lectures or different videos on YouTube and internet. When we listen, we should not comment, but was we ever really contemplating on it? And what to say, observing ourselves, our mind, do we comment when we hear someone? So, like, for example, yesterday we had a great celebration in our local Bhakti Yoga Center, and there was lecture, and many people were after discussing, and I personally noticed how when I listen to everything what I hear, mine is commenting, and that was like revelation for me. Yes, and a not pleasant one. So yeah, just wanted to say about that when we hear about Shravanam, that's very important that we listen without commenting, as far and as much as we can, at least. Then we will be able to do kirtanam, or to repeat it as it should be, without interpreting whatever we just heard.
Yes, it's very beautiful when we repeat exactly as we hear, because this is the way to love. Everything starts with this what she described, that if you hear someone for real, there's opportunity that you can really know this person, and
Yes.
it is said by the great yogis and wise people, and the honest people, when you will be able to hear yourself, you will be able to hear others. When you hear what are your comments, like she mentioned, then it's very easy, because sometimes, very often actually, we are not aware of the comments which are constantly coming, like rivers coming into the sea, constantly, like thoughts are coming into the mind, the rivers coming into the sea, like Lord Krishna described in Bhagavad Gita. But ocean, when we are identified with the rivers that constantly coming, but ocean, even if innumerable quantities of water coming into the ocean stays equal, peaceful, and everything. In the same way,
Never dries.
yes, and never goes over,
Never goes
over its limits.
Yes.
So in this way, we really become true friend. We are coming to the position of becoming true friend, true lover, true father, true mother, true husband, true wife, and consequently and ultimately a real, deep, honest devotee. this is really wonderful.
And why do we need all this? To become good husband, good wife, whatever is there, and to become ultimately a true devotee? Because we all want to be happy. And that's the
Yes.
only one reason. And without being true in what we do, what we have, and what we are, it's not possible to be happy. It's not possible to experience life as we wish and as it is. And then we will always stay in some state of anxiety, and it will always just, just suck and dry our heart off.
Yes.
That's why we need to become true in what we are. That's why we are gathering like this with you, and you gathering with other people here and there, online or in real life, and we discuss different topics related to how to become true eventually in our life.
And
Pada 7.
let us speak a little bit about Pada 7, about the fourth principle.
How will you translate it? Pada 7.
Pada means like feet, like it's usually described like a lotus feet of the Lord. And the Sevana means to serve, to somehow meditate on them, to somehow be humble, Usually, for example, if you didn't heard, in a story of Ramayana, there was Ramachandra, Sita, and his brother, for example, Lakshman, and he never saw Sita all his life. He just was watching. He was seeing only her feet. He never wanted to see up because of out of respect. So this is everything starts with the feet. For example, in India, still you can see how sons, daughters, and mothers and fathers to their own mothers and fathers, they still touch their feet and offering their respect like this. And it's really something when you're touching the feet and you're putting this then your hands with which you touched, you putting them on your forehead. It represents deep and very beautiful humility and respect. Without such a kind of respect, there is no way that we can really develop a relationship. It's not possible. We need to have a very deep, genuine respect. And worshipping the Lord, listening about Him, glorifying Him through Kirtan, remembering about this, what you experienced and what you heard about the Lord, all will help us, that we can really start to do some Pada Sevanam, So Pada Sevanam is the worship of the Lord by concentrating or honoring His feet. Like it is described in Srimad Bhagavatam and other scriptures, every description of the Lord, of His form, starts with description of His feet. It's very beautiful. And this is very deep honor, and you start with the feet, slowly, and it becomes very beautiful. Then everything becomes beautiful. It is the fourth, like we already mentioned, fourth form of devotion, and it's like an innate sense of surrender to the Supreme Lord. You go a little bit more deeper, a little bit more, you become more sensitive, more perceptive, and let's say the significance of worshipping the feet of the Lord is to approach the person's feet in sign of humility. And that is why, for example, like we already mentioned, in India still, the younger people, they touch feet of elder people. Like I was once in India, in bus, traveling, and in one moment I felt something on my feet, and it was one granny, old granny, touching my feet. That was so shameful for me. It was, I felt some ashamed, that I thought I will go down under the ground, and but she was totally like respectful, and it was amazing. I was really ashamed. I was totally. Imagine that some granny comes and touching your feet and putting on her forehead, and it's great humility. Imagine today the grandmas in the shops or somewhere they're touching your feet, and that will be a miracle, I think, if we would saw this.
Well, it is interesting topic, because in modern world nowadays, the sign of strength is to look someone in eyes, sign of respect, and the culture is all about looking high and never look down. So, but in Vedic culture, in devotional culture, let's say like this, in spiritual cultures. So yes, that is the sign of humility and respect.
And a proper approach, yes.
Proper approach, yes. When we meet the person starting from from the down and looking all the way up, and the last will be the face and the eyes. So, but of course, it doesn't mean that we need to touch everyone's feet, and it doesn't mean that we need to allow everyone to touch our feet. So, but in question of Lord and connection with the Lord, it is very auspicious, and in connection with spiritual master or with the teacher who gives you knowledge and wisdom, it is also very, very auspicious.
Yes, and don't be afraid. If you can now sit, when we finish this online streaming, you can sit and try to meditate on his feet. You can really go deep into meditation and visualize his feet. Try to visualize. Maybe he will approach you. Maybe he will allow. He wants to allow a lot, and his feet are so sweet. They are sometimes described like a pada pankaja. It means like lotus feet. They're lotus feet, and they're so soft and red, like lotus petals under. They're reddish. Like lotus petals. And you can try really. Have you ever tried to sit down and really meditate that he can appear to you and pray to him? Please, dear Lord, can you become visible to my eyes? I want to see you. Like George Harrison was singing in his song. I really want to see you. I really want to meet you. In this way, but it takes so long, my Lord, my sweet Lord. And it's really, really possible. We just need to make effort. Like Jesus Christ also said, you just ask, it will be given to you. You just come, and the door will be open. So that is the only business. So simply thinking of the Lord's feet takes devotees to deep feelings of love. And I mean, slowly you will see, if you have wife or husband, and you start once to approach your wife or your husband through their feet,
Well, it is actually known to everyone practice. In psychology,
washing the feet.
Washing the feet. In psychology, they suggest, if let's say a marriage couple, they experiencing some troublesome or some miscommunication, misunderstanding, it is suggested to massage each other, and especially feet. To massage feet. We can describe this from the physiology, from the side of physiology, from the side of psychology, and you see it all stated also in scriptures, in Vedic scriptures, that we can also do the same with the Lord. With the Lord, of course, not to massage, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe we will
Why
be
not?
allowed. Yes, but that this practice is still in use a lot, and also in the Western world.
Yes. Thinking about his feet, develops the feelings of love, of longing and ecstasy. Even the mighty demigods or personalities who rule the world, who rule the universe and planets, and all the elements of this creation, they are delighted to see the footprints of Lord Krishna in Vrindavan, in the sand. And that's a very special place. For those who don't know, Vrindavan is manifested on the planet Earth, the residence of Lord Shri Krishna. He manifested himself, And the gopis, his girlfriends, and the gopas, his friends, they're always, if they cannot find him, they're searching around his footprints, and they putting their heads on the footprints and putting their hearts on the footprints, and they're experiencing great ecstatic trance. They even become lost in this trance.
For any new person on today's live stream, mostly we have auditorium who is quite feels quite free in all these topics and know a lot. But for those who will join us today for the first time and suddenly will hear about worshipping someone's feet, we would like to say yes that we as Bhakti Yoga practitioners, with the 40 years sharing both 40 years of practice of Bhakti Yoga, we speak a lot about wisdom connected with Bhakti Yoga, where we have as an object as the highest object of meditation, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself, and His name is Krishna, and He is all attractive. That's why so much we speak about Him, and we speak so much about connecting with Him in different ways. So don't be don't be surprised if we can also talk about His feet, and try to see in this some variety for yourself, and a new topic for contemplation.
Yes. Yes. So we will read for you one verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. It's a very beautiful scripture, timeless scripture.
Yes.
It is the Srimad Bhagavatam canto number 10, chapter number 38, verse number 30. So this verse describes the Lord's beautiful feet in detail. The two great personalities, Krishna and Balaram, had both made the land of Raja, or Vrindavan, extremely beautiful by decorating it with their footprints, which had many auspicious markings, such as the flag, thunderbolt, rod for controlling elephants, and lotus flower. There are much more signs. So,
and remember yourself on the beach, or walking in the forest, or anywhere where you can find someone else's footprints, and how you felt when you see someone else's footprints and you don't see that personality. You feel immediately intrigued, isn't it? You feel immediately interest. Who was here? Where this person was going? What is this person? And you start to contemplate. So imagine the Supreme Personality of Godhead walking everywhere and leaving the footprints, especially having a very auspicious signs on His feet. How you will feel?
Probably very amazing.
In ecstasy, I guess. You will jump in ecstasy, seeing such remarkable footprints.
So I will read for you the 19 markings or symbols on His feet.
We have maybe 10 minutes left.
Yes, we will shortly read this to you. So on Krishna's feet there are 19 symbols of so-called Vishnu, let's say like this. On His right foot are a lotus, flag, chakra.
Chakra, it is a special weapon which only Supreme Personality of Godhead is using.
Yes. Umbrella. 4 swastikas.
Swastikas, for those who don't know, it is auspicious sign.
It's a sign of Lakshmi, of
Yes.
opulence. Uddhava Rekha, up curving line. This means up curving line going in the middle. Barleycorn, elephant goad, ashtakon, octagon. That is 8 octagon. I think it's 8
okay.
corner
Yes.
shape.
Pentagramma.
Yes. 4 blackberry fruits, and vajra. On his left foot are 4 water pots, a conch, and unstrung bow. Cow's hoof, fish, crescent moon, akash, sky, and a triangle. The Skanda Purana, one other scripture, states the particular places on his feet where Krishna carries the mark of the flag, and also other marks, and the reasons for these marks. At the base of the large toe, on his right foot, you can imagine your foot, then you can imagine Krishna's foot. The unborn Supreme carries the mark of a disc, which cuts down the 6 mental enemies of his devotees. 6 mental enemies of devotees.
It is actually so easy to imagine. Look, all around people have tattoos, different marks on their bodies, and mostly if you will ask why did you do this tattoo or another image, they will describe you the whole story behind that, the
Yes.
philosophy and all these things. So Supreme Personality of Godhead is omnipotent, represents absolutely everything within himself what we already see in this world. So why not to have
Yes.
markings on his feet, which, as you can see, have a very special, deep, and so sweet meaning, especially for those who wish to approach him, to
Yes.
connect with him.
But these marks, they're not tattoos, they are naturally present there as a sign of his opulence, representing his opulence.
Yes.
So, At the bottom of the middle toe of the same foot, Supreme Achyuta, that's the name of Krishna, has a lotus flower which increases the greed for him in the minds of the bee-like devotees who meditate on his feet, the lotus. At the base of his small toe is a thunderbolt which smashes the mountains of his devotees. Reactions to past sins, that's like a mountain, compared with a mountain. The thunderbolt crashes this mountain of previous sins. And in the middle of his heel is the mark of an elephant goad, probably stick for keeping the elephants, which brings the elephant of his devotees' minds under control. The joint of his right large toe bears the mark of a barley corn, representing all kinds of enjoyable opulences. Wow. Thus, worshipping the Supreme Lotus feet by itself is a great spiritual blessing, because anyone charmed by these transcendental feet loses attraction to pursuit of short-lived pleasure in life. Pleasures are okay, the desires are okay, but to think only about this and forget about our true nature, it's something which is really not so, it can really damage our life. It can really give us deep unhappiness and forgetfulness about ourselves. So Lord Brahma, the first created being in the world, the secondary creator of this world, explains the significance of Pada Sevanam in Srimad Bhagavatam. So we will just read once more. For one who has accepted the abode of the lotus feet of the Supreme, who is the shelter of the cosmic manifestation, he is the shelter of all the world, and is famous as Murari, the enemy of a demon Mura. For him, the ocean of the material world is like the water contained in a calf's hoof print. His goal is Paramapadam, or Vaikuntha, the place where there are no material miseries. Not the samsara, not the place where there is danger at every step. So this is very important. For us, this world looks sometimes really large and great anxiety, great stress is there, a lot of troubles. But when we accept his lotus feet, when we accept the shelter of his lotus feet and start to pray to him and try to have humble attitude towards ourselves, towards others, towards the world, then this world, the whole huge world, becomes really like a not like an ocean, big disturbed ocean, but like a condensed small water. It's compared with a calf's hoof print, and it's very small. You don't need even to jump over it. You can just pass next to it. So this is the power of Lord Lotus feet. It's not that we need to swim and fight with a huge ocean, and probably we will not succeed to fight with the huge waves and big monstrous aquatics, like sharks and others, snakes and other creatures in the sea and the waters, but this big huge water will become very small, like water in the calf's hoof print. So this is very small. You can just pass next to it, and this is the power of the Lord, and his presence is our life.
Yes, that was wonderful, and that was something that we wanted to share with you on the fourth way, let's say like this, the fourth way of connecting ourselves with the Lord, how is prescribed to us by Vedic scriptures. So we have 9 of them. 4 we described so far, we discussed with you so far. If you have any questions or have any comments, you can share with us them in the comment section. And for those who are watching us through YouTube and who will see this video after, we remind that from next week we are going to meet you live on our secondary YouTube channel. Please subscribe to it, stay tuned. Link is attached to this comment section. And to everyone on Instagram, you was going, you was coming back, you are joining us now, you will see this video later. Thank you so much for being with us today. Next Wednesday, we will continue this mesmerizing topic. So if you will have something on your mind, you can always share with us, and we will
Definitely.
do our best to prepare for you something interesting to share. And yeah, happy holidays, happy Shri Krishna Janmashtami and the Srila Prabhupada Appearance Day, which was yesterday. Happy tomorrow's
Upcoming, we have upcoming Radhashtami.
Radhashtami festival.
It's
And
the most sweetest, most powerful festival.
yes, but also tomorrow we have an Ekadashi, and happy Ekadashi
Yes.
for those who observing this day, observing this holiday. And yeah, that was it. That was it.
You can try to remember the Lord's lotus feet tomorrow on the Kadashi, which is the mother of
Yes.
devotion.
Ooh.
Please have a devotion in your mind. It's very important. It always starts with ourselves, how we behave, how we speak, how we meditate. We really need to be present, present in what we do, in our emotions, in to be conscious. Life will bring always some adversities, some troubles, but to remember the Lord's lotus feet, it's very, very important. It will make world very, very small, and we will be able to manage everything very nicely. But always we need to remember him. We need to remember him because he is the master of the world. If you look just a little bit, if we invest our intelligence just a little bit, we will see that actually there is a higher intelligence, managing everything what is happening around us and inside of us. Okay, that was all for today.
Yes, and it was great to meet you again online.
Haribo!
And it was great for us to return to our first stage, let's say,
Yes.
which we love so much, and to meet you all. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna, and see you next time.
Haribol, Haribol, thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Where is the mouse?
Mouse is here.
Okay, so we're going to say goodbye and thank you everyone on YouTube.
Thank you.